Good morning. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 Remote Off-Grid Homestead Challenge. Alright, let's check on my chickens. Their health is good. Food is good. Health is good. Alright. Well, since I'm not wrapping anything, I'll go ahead and select to that. Sorghum, canola, both looking nice. I got the barley down there doing its thing. Yes. They're my little chickies. Alright. Enough faffing around. Let's go grab the tractor and start getting loaded. No hot peppers today, which I'm not surprised since I took 2 pallets of hot peppers yesterday. No? Somehow or another, I got into parking in the wrong spot, so I'm going to set the tractor off to the side for a moment and grab the Unimog so I can put the Unimog back in its proper spot when I get back, and then put the tractor in its proper spot. Alright, I'll see you at the shop. Alright, here we are. Uh, 12,500, so not bad. But like I figured, I did steal some of today's money yesterday. But not all that much. Now, when I was messing around with the chicken coop, I noticed there was a apply for grant button. So I'm going to mess around with that a little bit here before I move on to doing the water. I'll see you back at the farm. Alright. Parking this. And I applied for a grant for the Preserved Foods Factory. I'll pull that up here. At Preserved Food Factory, $330,000, applied for in June. Yeah, assessment's in November, so I guess in November I will find out if I got it. It's about let's see, eligibility to apply for new grants depends on numerous conditions. You may not apply if you have current pending application or approved application awaiting completion. There's also a cool-down period of 6 months after completion of a grant, i.e. when you receive grant funds. Note the grants are not available for constructions under $80,000. All right. So I applied to get a preserved food factory. So let's see if it actually works. It said there's about a 30 to 45% chance. So I guess that's better odds than Vegas. And I definitely won't have the money by then to just buy one, so yeah, I won't be in a position to even need it until then. Alright, let's grab the pickup and do my water. That's great to see a farm like this in late spring, early summer when everything is growing and thriving so well. Okay, I'll be back when I finish doing the water. Alright, water is done. There you go. And it's raining. Let's go ahead and advance to the second half of June. The rain seems to have cleared up. How much diesel do I have left? Oh, I got plenty of diesel yet. I know some of these are actually got seeds and fertilizers. Don't have very much in them, but looks like I'm okay for seed and fertilizer for time being. It's like I think ahead to make orders. I'm pretty sure that wasn't there a minute ago. Well, it's going on my trailer now. I grab the Una mug and off we go. Okay, I'll see you at the shop. Alright, here we are. So, 12,700. Okay. Can definitely tell we're in the middle of summer and we're in the, backyard garden season because my produce prices are going down. But I'm still making good money. Alright, I head back to the farm. Alright, here we are, back at the farm. Another pallet's been spat out in the time I was gone. Alright. Go park Una mug. Alright, let's move on to July. Alright. How them chickens doing? Kind of concerned that their age is still saying 0 months. Well, it looks like canola's ready to harvest. It is. Grass needs to be harvest mowed. I can do that tomorrow, though. And barley's ready to harvest. Alright, so this is going to be a busy month. We got 3 pallets of enoki mushrooms. There we go. Hey! That's not what you were supposed to do. You know what? I'm changing plans right now. We got rain coming in. So I can load up and haul greenhouse stuff during the rain. I can't run the combine during the rain. So I'm going to stage the Unimog up here, then start combining. And then once it starts to rain, I'll come back and finish loading pallets and haul the pallets. Enable straw swath. There. I'll start by filling up the chickens, and then I'll put one load into the fallow for storage, and the rest can go into the windmill to be made into flour. Yeah, I don't know why this combine has such a hard time backing up. Maybe it has just a really weak reverse clutch or something. %86. All right. It's gotta be really disturbing the bees with the combine going right by their hives like this. Good thing this cab is sealed. Plus the dust, I imagine, deters them somewhat. Otherwise, that'd be tearing me up. Alright, I'll be back when the Unimog is full with the first load or it starts to rain. Alright, the Unimog is full. Let's see, we're at tip side left, so that's driver's side. Okay. So I'll put this into the windmill, and then the next full load will just go into the silo. Open the door. Go ahead and get the windmill going. Barley flour. There we go. Oh, I hate it when it switches to the other field. Alright, I'll be back for the next load. Alright, next load is ready to be delivered. This one's going into the silo for use later. Alright. I'll be back next load. Alright. Unimog is full again. So go ahead and dump this in the windmill. kind of ironic that I'm waiting on rain in the game and it started just downpouring here. Big old thunderclap and it just let loose. I have to go over here and alright, I'll be back. I'll probably go ahead and finish up this now. Alright, finishing up the barley. Alright, now with the barley's done, I wonder how far away this rain is. Looks like about 2 o'clock. So I might have time to get the canola done as well. Of course, the straw can wait. It's such a relatively minor part of the whole enterprise. Alright. Guess I'll leave it here for now. You have no need to store any of this canola, so here's the rain. Okay. $152. Alright. I would say this worked out pretty well. Because now instead of just sitting here and waiting while the rain falls, I can do this instead. I already got the windmill doing something, making me some money. The chicken feed's all topped off, of course. Alright. Two pallets of strawberries, that's nice. Get your claws out of my skin, black boy. Which one are you? It's Fat Boy. Yeah, both my black cats are completely, totally black, no white markings whatsoever. So you have to look closely at them to tell which one's which. Fat Boy's a little bit beefier, and then the other one, Walking Wounded, had a sinus infection as a kitten when we got him, and it left a bit of a deformity in his face. Yeah, when I got him and their entire litter was crammed in like one cat carrier. That was a very large litter of kittens. They were so crammed tight in there. They were still relatively young, but they were good size. She was a young woman too. Apparently she was being forced to get rid of them by her landlord. So she was standing out downtown Bangor giving away trying to give away kittens. My wife and I stopped on the way back from one of her many doctor's appointments in Kalamazoo at the free kitten sign, and they had two black brothers in there, so we took them both. It's kind of faded, but there used to be a huge stigma about owning black cats. I guess it's still around, but it's nowhere near as prominent as it used to be. Of course, I think they're absolutely regal bastards. So, and I think they're regal bastards too. Okay, I'll see you at the shop. Alright, here we are at the shop. Alright. 13,400. Not bad. Oh, hi Ollie. Ollie always has to come up here and try to stick his head in my mouth. He's a white and orange tuxedo cat. And he appears to be shedding. Yay. Just want to need cat hair inside my mouth. Alright, I'll be back at the farm. Alright, here we are back at the farm. Park the trailer. I'll stage the Unimog up over here. Still raining, but it is the first of the month, so I need to do the water. I'll grab the pickup and start doing the watering. Alright, I'll be back when all the watering is done. Alright, done with the watering. But it's still raining. I'll put some diesel here in the pickup. What, you want back up? Okay. Come on, fat boy. Alright, here you go. You want to lay down in my lap, or you just want to be trouble? Or you just want to be trouble? Alright. I'll just hang out in here out of the rain and wait, I guess. Maybe I'll do a little bit of shopping. Really am tempted to get myself another pet tractor. $83,000. That is very, very tempting. But I got other things I want to do right now. There's a new mod that I added a few days ago. Let's see if it's in here. Ah, here it is. I kind of like these goofy tractors like this. There's a few of them out there. I know Fent made one, the G20 or something like that. It never really sold in the United States, but there was some American companies that made tractors like this. I guess technically they call them tool. They're called tool carriers as opposed to tractor. But honestly, right now, I don't know what I would even do with an 18 horsepower tractor. Yeah, I added this thinking I might be able to use this as a tool to level my ground instead of using the landscaping tool, but no, it's just a cultivator that looks like a blade, so not really useful. Kind of would like a spader. 4.5 meters, huh? Requires 200 horsepower. The Unimog can handle that. That's something I might end up adding to. Yeah, I'm not sure these actually do anything. This is something I'd be interested in possibly getting. That's a reasonable price, although I don't need potatoes right now. Vegetable harvester. That might be a nice upgrade at some point. Because eventually I am going to need something bigger than what I got now. This one includes potatoes. This one does not. I'll go ahead and buy this. I might use it next year. Or perhaps I could go up to a class dominator. That'd be kind of cool. $19, yeah. Alright. Well, the weather forecast says it stopped raining, but my eyes tell me something else. Let's see what the game has to say. Alright. Rain is done. My tractor was actually getting stuck there. On my combine, I mean. I'd probably be a lot more successful as a YouTuber if I would actually say the words that I'm thinking instead of random words. Yield's pretty good, 116, 119. Let's see. Well, I'm already getting pretty long in this episode. So after I dump this bit into the Unimog, I'm going to skip until the end of the canola. Actually, I'm going to skip it until the next load is ready, and then I'll come back and show the dumping of each load into the windmill. Alright. Okay, I'll be back when the Unimog is full. Alright, Unimog is full. Go ahead and deliver this canola into the windmill. I have no reason to store it, so all of it can go right into the windmill. And while I'm at it, the windmill can start making canola oil. There we go. Alright, I'll be back for the next load. Alright, next load of canola is going into the windmill. Alright, this will be probably the last load. I'll be back when it's ready. Alright, here we are coming to the end of the canola. Alright. Man, my harvester's all dirty. Let's start off with some maintenance here. Just a little bit of grease in the header, a couple quarts of oil, and primary machine. Alright, get her cleaned up. Fill it back up with diesel again. Alright. Grab the Unimog. Get the last that canola into the windmill. And it looks like I need some lime. So I just went over the field and it looked bad. Alright, so I'll get 4 big bags of lime. Yes. Alright. And then 2 solid fertilizer. That should be enough. Alright, we've been done harvesting for a while, so let's close this lid. Keep water out of the bins underneath the windmill. I'll be able to pick up that lime and that fertilizer tomorrow, along with my vegetable harvester. Alright, I'm going to end this episode right here. Thank you very much for watching.